Is Korea a drug-free country?
No, Korea is not a drug-free country. Of course, it's illegal in Korea to use drugs for recreation, but a lot of people do it. As a matter of fact, Korea is very heavily reliant on drugs, whether that will be for medical use or recreation use. And there's a rumor that the UN put out a toll where if there are 20 drug offending people or drug offenders or users out of 100,000 people, then you are classified as a drug-free country, which is impossible in this day of age. Korea is not a drug-free country. It's very, very heavily focused on drugs.
Then, what are the drug regulation in Korea?
Korea's regulation on drugs are very strict. Even if you have a little bit of marijuana or any kind of drugs for recreation use in your possession, you could be fined and put into jail. Like unlike the US or Netherlands or other countries in Europe or Southeast Asia, the people using drugs are very, very looked down upon by the public because the government put out an image where drug is really, really bad. Any other drugs that go opposite to the drug regulation that they put out is bad. So the drugs the politicians or the governments put out is good, and that changes every year to year. And the drugs used in hospitals as well, they are thoroughly monitored by the government and they have to be reported.
What is the status of drugs in Korea?
There was a drama on Netflix called Narcos. I'm sure everyone knows that drama. And it's about the birth and fall of the Colombian drug cartel. And the drama is based on a true story about the DEA of the US going into the drug bust into the cartels themselves. And following this, in September 2022, a Korean Netflix drama called The Suriname or Suriname came about, and it's about a Korean 초봉행?
조봉행.
조봉행? 이름 족같네. 족같네 지금. Anyway, it's about a Korean guy called Cho Bong-heng.
Yes.
Yeah. So, joined hands with the cartel, yeah, in Suriname. Suriname is a country, to create a huge drug dealing process and distributing cocaine and etc. like that. This drama shows how they operated, right? This Korean guy was a big cartel in this drug business. 1970, also a person called Lee Hwang-sun who produced and distributed methamphetamine in Korea. It was the largest in Asia.
Koreans say 필로폰 is 히로뽕.
Yeah, 필로폰, 피로뽕, whatever. MDMA, we call it, whatever. It has a lot of names. And Korea is by no means a drug-free, drug-clean country. Only about 16,000 drug offenders have been caught a year. That's just in average. But Korea has an estimate of 1 million users. It's called an emerging drug market. And especially amongst the young people, the drugs are becoming a trend. And obviously, Korea is following the market trend of the West and the Latin American market as well. A lot of the drug operations are done in the cities, especially in Chinese restaurants. Since the Chinese, I'm not blaming them, it's just business, but since the Chinese, they are the main ones to export the drugs into Korea because it's very close, the country itself. And the Chinese, they are the main suppliers for the US as well. They're worldwide business going at it. From the 1970s to the 2000s, only gangsters or entertainment districts, high-ranking officials and few celebrities were open to drugs, or they were the ones who had drugs available to them because they were so expensive, especially in Korea. And expensive drugs have recently become cheaper, and they are widely spread out due to, like I said, the trend and the market and the easy access to transportation and stuff like that. So if you search for drug slang on SNS or like in KakaoTalk, which is usually used by Koreans, it's easy to get it. And you can buy it anywhere in the country if you have money within an hour. So it's not that difficult if you do your research. And what's important is that you get to see the age ratio or the average age getting younger and younger for drug use. And these days, if you look in the news or if you look at the drug data analysis done by the police or the government, 80% they're teenagers, but they are more exposed to the drug market.
Very big problem.
So the current status of drug use in Korea is very high. Then it's reported to the world. And it's very easy to get because Korea has a good delivery system. Like
delivery country.
Yeah.
delivery 민족을 뭐라고 하지 영어로?
Race.
Yes, delivery race. We are born delivery race. So because everything is easy, delivery, quickly, everything. In Seoul, city something you delivery. If you want
30 minutes, 1 hour.
30 minutes.
Yes, 30 minutes.
Not 1 hour.
Yeah.
1 hour no pay.
Okay.
30 minutes.
Fucking fast.
Because I was experienced quick service. Quick service is mean motorcycle deliver.
Yeah.
So rules, how can I say? Rule, 신호등?
The traffic light.
Traffic light.
Yeah.
signage 이거 다 all pass.
Okay, yeah. They
Maybe
don't.
president's car similar.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Sometimes police following, run away. So make it Grand Theft Auto situation.
That's dedication delivery system. They're serious about the job.
Okay, next. There seem to be many cases of celebrity arrest in Korea. What do you think?
Like a lot of celebrities or famous people, they do drugs and they've been doing drugs for a long time. It's not a new thing. And the news make it look like as if it's a new thing. It's constant usage. Like you mentioned, the actor Yoo Ah-in.
Yes.
Or Psy, Big Bang's G-Dragon, Top, or Hwang Hana, the fucking daughter of a rich-ass company.
Psy, Gangnam Style.
Yeah, they all do it, man, and they've been all caught doing it. And the Koreans, they look down upon people who do drugs, but at the same time, they defend the people who do drugs if they're famous, such as if you're a celebrity, right? And usually the celebrities get something called propofol, injections out of plastic surgery. You go to a plastic surgery hospital and you ask for, some kind of drugs that will get you high, and they will inject it to you. And it's legal. It's not illegal because you're getting it in the hospital, right? And the street word for this drug, propofol, is, or a slang word, a name is milk. You call it milk in Korean. And basically you just get injected first in a low dosage and you just fall asleep, right? So celebrities, they suffer from insomnia. And as you know, a lot of people suffer from that, not just celebrities, but I'm just using celebrities as an example. When they get prescribed from the hospital, they start abusing this drug and they start to get addicted to it because it gives you a sense of euphoric feeling rather than falling asleep, because you get used to the drug itself. So you're getting more immune to the drug. So you need more high dosage of injection to get the same feeling, right? And that's how all drugs operate. And yeah, they sell it in the hospitals. So it's a very good business for the hospital to give out this drug. And in many cases, celebrities usually get caught because of the record that their hospitals keep. Obviously, they don't keep all the records, but they keep it as a double standard procedure to defend themselves as well, just in case when they get caught, they can just give the file to the police and the hospital can still operate, while the celebrities, they just get fined or they get name shamed or whatever. And whenever there is a political issue going at hand, the government uses the celebrities as a cover-up, as a big headline story. So the public are more focused on the celebrity gossip of he does this or she did that or they use this drug or whatever. They use it as a fucking shield to distort the public's attention from the political issues. The government, they have like a big file from the hospitals. They keep it in a file, they save that, and they use it one by one when there are problems or there are news that they have to cover up. And like we talked before, the usage of the drug age is getting younger and younger, and obviously you can get drugs prescribed to you from the hospital and the doctors, and it's not just one hospital. You get prescribed from a doctor from this hospital, and then you can get the same prescription from another hospital, which is probably in the next building, or sometimes on the same building but different floors, and they just give that shit out. That's why it's very easy for teenagers or kids to get their hands on these drugs. And they are the dealers to the celebrities in Korea as well. Because once they get caught, because they're underage, they don't really get into too much trouble.
Why do celebrities always do drugs? It is because of the creativity.
Yeah, because they get stressed and they're always under pressure from the public's eye, right? So they suffer from insomnia, depression, anxiety, and stuff like that, just like normal people would, but I guess in a higher level. So temporarily hallucinogens and excessive dopamine hits can help them escape the reality or the pressure that they face. And for a while, you get out of the depressed state, and it actually helps you manage and function more efficiently, let's say, throughout the day. Yeah, and like for example, painters, writers, and CEOs like Tom Ford, John Galliano, the designer, Hemingway, the writer, Picasso, obviously, Steve Jobs, he's known for doing a lot of fucking drugs. Yeah, they're known to have like use drugs for their benefit and for their creativity. And look what piece of art or efficient technologies they made for us. So drug is not such a bad thing. Anything could be bad if they are abused in an excessive way. If you use it in a right way, in a right amount or dosage, to be honest, personally, I think it's really good. It's just like when you have a cold or flu, you need to have some kind of medicine, right? And it's a very vague line between drug and medicine. It's a very thin line. Who determines what are drugs and what could be classified as medicine? You know, who really are the experts here? And who are the controlling people above those experts or so-called experts who prescribe what's good or bad to you? And in the case of Picasso, the painter, he said that he stopped taking the drug after seeing his close friend hang himself one day. So that traumatic event kind of helped him get free from the drug, because he obviously used a high dosage of it excessively, and it ruined his health, but he couldn't get out of the cycle. But one traumatic event helped him get out of the drug itself. So what I'm saying is anything could be bad, like I said, if it's used excessively without any control. There seems to be a limit to say that the view of the new world through hallucinogens or through medicine is very different to similar, then what I'm saying is if you take hallucinogens in comparison to a high dosage of medicine, you really get a similar effect. Your sense of heightened senses, let's say, or less heightened senses. So if you compare artists who take psychedelics to a schizophrenic patient who takes medicine, and you ask them to paint a drawing or painting, right? The result is very similar. So you could say the drugs do help with the creativity, but the medicines given out by the hospital as well do the same thing. So like I said before, is the vague line between drugs and medicine. What is the vague line between creativity to sanity? So that's the question we have to ask ourselves. That's why a lot of celebrities use them, but at the same time, a lot of patients use them. If you have Parkinson's disease, you could smoke a little bit of marijuana and it calms you down, whereas other drugs can't, not to the extent, without harming the body. So a lot of celebrities use it, but I guess a lot of people use them as well, a lot of patients, so we can't just blame the celebrities.
It is difficult for Korean celebrities to continue their life in the entertainment industry after being subject to law enforcement due to drug problems. Is it different from the West?
I think so, because Korea is a very shaming culture. So as an example, I'm gonna go a bit off-road to get to the point that I want to make. If you have debt, or if you have a large sum of money borrowed and you can't pay the people back, a lot of people commit suicide because they don't like being shamed by the people they know or around them. So it's a very shaming culture in Korea. And leading on to this example, drug use for celebrities, they feel very shamed because of the culture the Koreans enforced. If you get caught and some shit is done to you by the law enforcement due to drug use, even if it's a minor drug, you are looked down upon, and it's very hard for the celebrities to continue their work or get a new contract for a drama series or etc. etc. Whereas compared to the West, everyone does fucking drugs, you know? It's not that of a hardcore shit to handle, you know? Like Koreans, they overreact a lot. Oh my god, he smoked one joint. How shameful of him and stuff like that.
You know Insung?
Insung?
Yes.
Yeah.
Korea means Insung word. Insung is this character. And good character. Always good, kind, always good mind. Everything is not negative. Pen is one. Always celebrity. Straight way. Walking. No drug. No sex. Clean. Always clean.
Yeah, because they're not clean themselves. They want that cleanness from another person, which they idolize. In this case, a celebrity or movie star or whatever, right? Then you have to ask yourself, are you that clean yourself? No. In fact, you demonizing the person because of some little drug use, you're more shameful, you know? Because you don't even have the guts to do it. And it's easy to blame the other person, and it's very hard to blame yourself, especially when you have this fandom fantasy on looking at celebrities. And you have to ask yourself why you idolize a person in the first place. That shit is weird, you know?
They are too human.
Mm.
Yes, same.
It's the same. Like, you know Iron Man, right? Robert Downey Jr.
Oh yeah, he's very hard worker.
Yeah, he used to.
Yes, he used to.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he does a little now and then, but it's cool, isn't it? You know, look how much entertainment or art piece he gave to us. Yeah, and if that happened in Korea, for about 3 or 6 months, they'll shame him, but after that, they'll go back to normal and they'll go, oh, where is he? We want him back. That's how people work in Korea as well. So,
But G-Dragon is Big Bang, Psy, but now it's okay.
like G-Dragon, Top, Psy, they're very loved artists, right? And for like a year, they were being gone down and looked down upon because of the drug use event or issue. But look at them now. They're like famous and popular more than ever now. So it only lasts a short period of time. And back to the point, like I told you, the government uses these kind of news to cover up the main issue that they want the public to not notice. Yeah. And in that case, I guess it's really similar to the West. So we can't just divide the Asian culture, the Oriental culture, the East, to the Western culture when looking at this drug issue. It's really how people operate. They overreact in a short period of time, but if you look at it in a long duration of time, everyone's very understanding and they realize it's not that much of a hardcore issue to deal with in the first place. I go against drugging little kids or, abusing drugs to expose little kids or babies or infants, because that shit is just pure evil. But if you're grown up and you have a clear sense of mind of what you want to do and what you want to achieve in life, then doing a little bit of drug don't hurt nobody, man, And I guess the main issue here in Korea, and back to your question, the celebrities in Korea, it shouldn't be looked down upon that much. It's just a cover-up story for the government to use anyway. And in society view, and of course the people can say, if you're in a famous position such as G-Dragon or Psy, you have a lot of influence over the young kids, right? And when they are covered by the news that they did drugs, it could affect the young kids on saying, oh, he did drugs, so I can do it when I grow up or whatever. But you can't blame the celebrities. That's where good parenting comes in. It's the parents' job to educate them on this matter. You can't just blame the celebrities like the Korean societies love so much to do.
Okay, I'm thinking question. Still, is there a type of crime that can never be returned from the USA?
Yeah, pedophilia, rape, sex trafficking, anything to do with hurting someone that's seen as weak, like women and children. There are heavy consequences that needs to be paid. And in America, the law is very, very strict. As far as I'm concerned, they are very strict on pedophilia and rape and stuff like that, hate crimes. Whereas in Korea, it's not like that. And I guess it's very important as a human being for all of us to acknowledge some things are just pure evil. And one thing that I like about the US government or the country is that they have a very strong law against these kind of evil crimes. Whereas in Korea, you get fucking 3 to 5 years or no years at all, just a little bit of fine if you just fucking molested a kid. It's fucking stupid, man. And I think that's the main difference we need to work on, rather than fucking focusing on this little petty drug use and stuff like that.
I agree. 동의합니다. Okay, thank you today. Good talking about. Okay, see you next video.